Yeah, it was me, Wayne scowled. What? That doesn't make any sense, Johnny said. Sure it does, Velma said. But Wayne, you're the one who always warned us about the legend, Tom said. Do you really think I believe in that junk? Wayne asked, patronizing in a tone. Why, Wayne? Shaggy asked. I can answer that, Shaggy, Velma said. She took out the diary that had found it and handed him. Like, what's this? Wayne's diary. If you look through it, you'll find the answers you need. Shaggy flipped through the diary, revealing a lot of entries. Like it's about you, Heather, Shaggy said. Me? Heather asked. She and Johnny walked over and looked at the diary. It was filled with pictures of Heather, drawings of her, as well as explicit fantasy stories about her. I don't get it. Why does this have to do with Jason? The officer asked. Just look, Velma said. She took out a note from earlier and opened the diary. Velma handed the page to the book together, revealing the note that had been ripped out of it. I loved you, Heather, Wayne said, looking up with hatred in his eyes. Why did you do this? Heather asked. After you've broken up with that jerk face over there, Wayne indicated Johnny. I asked you out, remember? Heather nodded her head. And you rejected me, remember that too? She nodded again. Then I heard you had gotten back with Johnny the next day. I planned this thing for 2 weeks, Wayne said. So you killed Tawny, Clark, Ed, and Sam, and then you are gonna blame the whole thing on me? Johnny said. Yeah, Wayne laughed. Great plan, huh? I would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for that. Yeah, we know the rest, Velma quickly said. By the way, what happened to Ed and Sam's bodies? The officer asked. Check the lake. They're probably somewhere at the bottom, Wayne said. I can't believe you would do such a horrible thing, Wayne, Elaine said. You're really sick. You know that? Daphne said. Wayne just smiled sincerely. Well, we go a little mad sometimes, he said. Like, take him away, officer, Shaggy said proudly. Yeah, take him away, Scooby agreed. Thanks to you kids for your help. More officers will arrive in the morning so we can do a proper search of bodies. Come on, you, the officer said, talking to Wayne in the car. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scooby barked. Later, everyone had gathered around the tables of the lake, with the set of machete down on the table, as everyone had been rejoicing about this nightmare that had finally ended. Fred stood there, looking at the hockey mask that Wayne had worn in his hand, and spoke. Great job, you guys. We couldn't even have solved this mystery without you, he said. Let me see that, Freddy, Scooby said, taking the hockey mask and trying it on his head. He began to make notions of zombies. Everyone laughed. What a ham, Velma said. Now, what should we do? Daphne asked. I got an idea. How about we all go to the cabin and play some board games or something? Fred suggested. Nah, I'm just gonna go back to my room and read for a bit, Ellen said. Alright, you guys in, Shag? Fred asked. Like, yeah, we should play some cards first. Come on, Scoob, Shaggy said. Okay, Scooby said. Then he hung the hockey mask on the strap of the mystery machine side mirror before following Shaggy. Want to come in too, Janie? Shaggy asked. I think I'm just gonna go to sleep, but have fun though, Janie said. Okay, like good night then, Shaggy said. Daphne sighed. I'm so relieved that there is no real Jason, she said, shutting the door to the cabin. After they had gone on to the cabins, over by a lake, a dark figure rose up from the water, was covered in moss and mud as it stepped onto the shore. It slowly took for the woods and headed to camp. The figure stepped over the mystery machine, picked up Wayne's hockey mask and slipped it on. The monster then picked up the bloody machete that had been set on the table. The true Jason Voorhees was back. The real nightmare was just the beginning. In Ellen's room, she was sitting on her bed listening to music on her iPod as she began reading another chapter of Catcher in the Eye. Suddenly she heard a noise. Hello, she called, but there was no one there. Hello, she called again, but still no answer. She took off her earbuds and got up and walked to the door. She was almost afraid to open it. Hey Tom, if this is you and Justin playing a trick, it's not funny, she said. Then she heard a screeching noise, like someone scraping a knife against the wood of the cabin. Little did she know, Jason had been watching her through the window. Come on guys, knock it off, Ellen said. She smiled and opened the door. No one was there. She then stepped outside for a bit and looked around. Her eyes caught nothing. She shrugged and went back inside, but as she shut the door and turned around, a gasp as a monster grabbed her throat. So what game do you want to play next? Fred asked. I'm lined up for whatever you guys want to do, Johnny said. He had his hand over Heather's shoulder. I don't know, how about Monopoly? Daphne suggested. Oh, Ellen loves that game, Tom said. Do you want to go ask her if she wants to play? Velma asked. Yeah, sure, I'll be right back, Tom said, getting up. Don't take too long, bro, or we'll start without you guys, Justin called as Tom walked out the door. When Tom got to Ellen's cabin, he lightly tapped on the door. Ellen, you there? We're gonna play some Monopoly. You in? He asked. Ellen? He called again. He slowly opened the door and walked inside. His eyes widened and saw a figure standing in front of Ellen, who was dead. And of course, what even struck more fear to Tom's heart was the murderer turned to face his next victim. Oh, what's taking him so long? Justin asked impatiently. Tom had been gone for 10 whole minutes. Maybe he and Ellen wanted some alone time, Velma suggested. Yeah, right. They're not a couple, Justin said. Like, he has been gone a while, though, Shaggy said. Maybe we should go check in on them, Fred said. Yeah, Daphne agreed. They all got up and walked over to Ellen's cabin. Velma knocked on the door. Guys, you in there? She called. But there was no answer. Velma decided to turn on the lock as they walked in. Everyone gasped in horror as they saw Ellen's body, and from behind them, someone had tapped Johnny's shoulder twice, and they turned to see the monster. He trapped everyone else until their eyes met with the killer's. Then all of us, their eyes widened. This didn't look like the Jason they'd seen before. This wasn't Wayne. It apparently was the body of the person who was decaying and soaked in the lake. There was no denying it. There was a unique article. The real Jason Voorhees. Oh my god. Oh my god, Heather said, frightened. They all backed up further in the cabin. Jason just stood there, staring at all of them. Scooby and Shaggy couldn't believe what they were seeing. They were the most terrified out of everyone in the group. I got them, Scoob, Shaggy muttered. Okay, Scooby whimpered. As Scooby walked closer to Voorhees, it began for gain conference. He took the boxer's stance and he started punching Jason's chest. He was unfazed. Get him, Scooby, Daphne called. Scooby threw a couple more punches at the unaffected zombie. After laying the final blow on Jason's chest, Scooby got tired and walked back over to the game. Why, thanks for trying, Scoob, Shaggy said. Sorry, Raggy, Scooby said sheepishly. Alright, enough with the comedy. Jason then lunged at all of them with his machete. They all screamed and took out of the cabin. A classic Scooby-Doo chase scene as the kids went one by one. Jason went the other way, ran into the cabin. He went after them, only to reveal that they were running out of a different cabin. At one point, there was Shaggy and Scooby being chased by Jason. As they were in the stockroom, they hid from Jason in some barrels. Jason stabbed his machete into the assumed barrels they were hiding in, only to find somehow they had moved to another barrel. After 5 whole minutes of fruitless running around, the gang finally lost Jason. Panting, they all contemplated on what they were going to do. I can't believe it! Jason Voorhees is real? Daphne said. Johnny, I'm so scared, Heather said, going into her boyfriend's arms. Fred, we can't stay here. We need to get out of here as soon as possible. Johnny said. Agreed, Fred said. But we can't just go. We have to find another way to stop the monster, Velma said. Like, you figure out how to stop the monster. Scoob and I are going to get the heck out of here and dodge before we get killed next, Shaggy said. Rah! Scooby agreed. Look, we can all leave and come back after we find a way to stop him. If we stay here, there won't be a plan, 'cause we'll all be dead, Justin said. Justin's right. We should go look for a safe place and think of something from there, Fred said. As they all agreed and walked into the woods towards the mystery machine, Johnny abruptly stopped. Wait a minute, he said. Aren't we a short person? Shaggy gasped. Janie, he said. Back at the cabins, lightning cracked in the sky. Janie had always hated storms, and she was just about to go to sleep when the sound of thunder jolted her awake. She got up and looked out of her window by her bed, and the rain had started to fall from the sky. She then turned away from the window. Outside, the figure of Jason Voorhees looked into it. The thunder roared again, and Janie was starting to feel scared. She started to breathe harder and faster. Calm down. It's just a storm. You're okay, she said to herself. Suddenly out of nowhere, something huge was thrown onto her window. She jumped when she heard the loud crash of the gate glass. When she saw who it was, she shrieked in absolute consideration, and it was a beaten, bloody body of Tom. His face had been cuts all over, and it looked gruesome. You could hardly recognize him. All in horror, Janie ran out of the door of her cabin. As she ran, she looked back one last time before running into exactly where she was running away from. The impact caused her to fall back to the ground. Her eyes gazed at the motionless hockey masks, and she stood there, and he just held a machete in his hand, watching her, never letting her eyes take advantage of the monster. Jenny tried to quickly crawl backwards until she backed up, and then she felt her back touch the cabin. As usual, Jason just stood there, staring. Jenny panicked, and she saw that he was going to raise his arm with the machete, but several feet away from him. She wasn't sure what he was doing, but then she realized he's going to throw the machete at her. Jenny closed her eyes tightly and waited for her demise, but just when the monster was about to throw the bloody machete to end Jenny's life, bam! The mystery machine had collided with Jason, and his body rolled up to the front of the car before falling onto the ground in front of Janie. Janie stood there, still shocked, and the sliding door of the van opened. "Get in!" Shaggy called. Without any hesitation, Janie got up and ran past Jason's seemingly unconscious body and got into the van with everyone else. "Go, Fred!" Velma yelled. Fred put the pedal into the metal and then drove off. "What the hell's going on?" Janie demanded. "Jason Voorhees," Scooby said. "What?" Janie couldn't believe it. "Yeah, we couldn't believe it either," Justin said. "What do we do now, Freddy?" Daphne asked. "Well, for now, we have to get out of Crystal Lake," Fred said. "Then from here on we can..." Bam! Everyone screamed loudly as Jason was right in front of the car. Fred couldn't see the road anymore. "Oh my God!" Heather screamed, practically weeping from fear. Everyone's horror intensifies when Jason plunges first through the windshield in an attempt to grab Daphne. "Zoinks!" Shaggy screamed. Knowing it was necessary, Fred swerved onto the road of the circle, which caused Jason to slip off the car and hit the pavement. Their hearts were pounding, and even now as Fred drove past the "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake" sign with their spirits were not qualified of any fear. At the police station, the mystery machine had pulled up to tell the authorities. "Like, that was horrible," Shaggy said. "That Jason guy had pale white skin. He looked like a complete zombie." "Rah!" Scooby imitated the movements of a zombie while Shaggy explained. "And you're saying that this after we arrested Wayne?" the police asked. "It's true, officer. The real Jason Voorhees is back at the lake. He even killed Ellen and Tom," Daphne said. The policeman sighed and looked at them holding a cell where they had Wayne locked up. "What are you guys doing here?" Wayne said bitterly. "Well, it can't be him," the officer said. "He's been here this whole time." "It's because it's time for the real thing," Johnny said. "What are you talking about?" Wayne said. "Like, yeah, the real Jason Voorhees is at the lake," Shaggy said. "Wow, it is crazy. You guys said I was crazy," Wayne said. "What, you don't believe us?" Heather asked. "Of course I don't believe you," Wayne said. "There is no Jason." "No Jason? Wayne, he killed Tom and Ellen," Justin said. "He also tried to kill me," Janie said. "Yeah, maybe it's another person trying to mess with your heads," Wayne said. The kids turned back and looked at the officer. "But we all saw it, sir," Fred said. "Look, I think you kids need a good rest. I could call a motel across the street for you," the officer suggested. "No, it's okay. We better get going," Velma said. "Good luck with Jason," Wayne taunted. The gang stepped out of the police station. "Well, that sucked," Justin said. "Yeah, now what are we gonna do?" Daphne asked. "I don't know," said Velma. Everyone heard a slight rumbling sound. "What's that?" Janie asked. "Oh, that's just my stomach. I'm starved," Shaggy said. "Like, can we get some food or something?" "Rah, food," Scooby said. "Yeah, I guess we could all use something to eat," Fred said. "But it's late. Isn't every place closed?" Heather asked. "Nope, like Denny's never closes," Shaggy said proudly. As they all got in the car, they didn't realize that across the street from them was a stalking predator Jason Voorhees watching them. When the mystery machine drove off, Jason casually began walking in the same direction, very slowly though. At Denny's, everyone had sat down in the booth and table. Johnny, Heather, Janie, Justin just stared as Scooby and Shaggy hammered down the plates of different specials from the menu. "Shaggy, do you think you guys can slow down for a minute?" Fred asked. Shaggy stopped eating too fast. "Like, sorry, Fred," he said. "You know Scoob and I get it when we are scared. Food's the only thing that calms us down." When the others had finished their food, the waitress came by again, and Shaggy and Scooby ordered another plate of pancakes. "Wow, we should really do is talk about stopping Jason, Velma said. Shaggy and Scooby tensed up a bit. Well, we need to think of a plan before going back to the lake, Velma continued. Like, I got an idea. How about we don't go back at all? Shaggy said. Rhea, Scooby agreed. What are you talking about, you guys? Fred asked. We can't let Jason hurt anyone else. Like, I'm with Scooby and Shaggy on this one, Johnny said. We should be focused on getting as far away from the place as possible. But this mystery is different than the others, Fred. This time, this monster wants us all dead, Daphne said. But Fred's right. If Jason kills anyone else, it will be upon us of not stopping him, Velma said. I don't want to stay here, Velma, Heather said. I don't either, Janie said. What about you, Justin? Johnny asked. After all the craziness that happened in this town since I got here, I gotta say, I'd rather leave just too. Velma sighed. Come on, you guys. I can't believe you just don't want to give up, she said. Well, if you could think of a plan that is not getting us all killed, then we're all ears, Johnny said. Velma and Fred stared in silence. All right, it's settled then, Johnny said. We're going to finish after what we're finished here. This has really been one of the first times Velma has realized that she couldn't think of a logical way to stop the villain. She had always come up with brilliant plans in the past that worked, guaranteed, but they had been, after working with Scooby and Shaggy, had tripped onto them. But at least they got that job done. This time she was truly stumped. You're right, she said. Velma? Fred asked. Fred, he's right. We should just go, Velma said softly. As shocked as Fred was to see Velma say that, he couldn't altogether blame her. He didn't necessarily have any tricks up his sleeve either. The news of leaving town brought a lot of weight off his Shaggy and Scooby's shoulders. All that was to do now is to enjoy the rest of their pancakes, then drive back home to Coolsdale. After a minute has passed before the waitress came with 2 more stacks of pancakes for Shaggy and Scooby. Thank you, Shaggy smiled, reached for his fork. Scooby said, licking his lips. As Shaggy bought the first bite, his eyes widened as the unpredicted terror. Zoinks! He screamed at the top of his lungs. Wait, what is it? Fred asked. Shaggy pointed past Fred's shoulder. The killer! He screamed. Everyone's head turned to see Jason Voorhees standing outside the restaurant, looking through the window. When he opened the door and slowly walked in, everyone in the restaurant felt a little uneasy. An employee walked up to the monster, casually tried to say, Welcome today, sir. Or will that be a sitting to? And without warning, Jason grabbed the man's shirt and chucked him at the entrance. The glass door shattered as the employee went through it. Having heard that noise, the store manager, Marv, was extremely overweight man, came in busting through his office and walked towards Jason's. Hey, what's the idea, pal? Jason simply dove his machete down to Marv's body and continued walking as the fat manager slid through the floor. The kitchen, go! Fred shouted. He and the gang ran from their booth and across the restaurant. Jason slowly strolled through the diner as if it was nothing and watched as they all ran to the back. As they entered the kitchen, the gang got a few shouts from some workers. Hey, you're not supposed to be in here, one guy said. Ignoring him, everyone ran through the room. The smell of frying bacon caught Shaggy and Scooby's eyes for a second. They both said as they sniffed the air simultaneously. Come on, you guys, let's go, Fred said, as they went to the back and pulled them along. Just then, Jason entered the kitchen. Beside him stood a cook. A man placed his hand on Jason's shoulder. Sir, you can't be back here, he said. Jason then turned and then pushed the cook into the flaming stove. Of course, the man screamed as he was dying in a gruesome death. All the cooks in the room screamed for their lives and headed out the door. From across the kitchen, the gang had seen this happen, and they crouched down behind the counter and hid. Like, what do we do now? Shaggy asked. Fred looked around until he came up with something. Okay, we're going to make a break for it, he said. How? Janie asked. Fred peered his head up above the counter slightly to see Jason, still slowly searching the kitchen for them. And then Fred got back down. You see that door over there? He said, pointing at the door at the end of the room. That leads to the back, he said. If we move fast enough, we all might make it. Okay, let's do it, Velma said. All right, Johnny said. Now, Fred said. Wait, if he's still in there, Heather said. Fred stood up again, realizing that Jason was no longer in the kitchen. Hey, he's gone, Fred said. Like, really? Shaggy asked, as he stood up as well. Jason was not there anymore. Hey, Scoob, the coast is clear. It is? Scooby asked as he stood himself up. Everyone else stood and then looked around. This was weird. Looks like he's really gone, Velma said. But what does that mean? Janie asked. Who really cares what it means? Let's just get out of here, Johnny said. Wait a second, Justin said before reaching over the table and grabbing a big frying pan. Just a little of insurance, he said. Alright, gang, let's book, Fred said. They all ran to the back door and exited out of the back of the restaurant, but they all froze as the monster was standing right in front of them. Now this nightmare refused to end. Knowing what he just had to do, Justin decided to speak. Go, you guys! What? Daphne asked, turning to him. Justin stepped in front of everyone. Go, I'll hold him off, he said. What? Are you crazy, Justin? Johnny yelled. It's okay. I'll catch up, Justin said. No, Justin, please, don't do this, Heather said, almost crying. Just go, Justin said. Without any words, everyone obliged and took off in the alleyway, leaving Justin to face Jason Voorhees alone. Come on, Jason. Let's go, Justin said, taking a hold of a frying pan in his hands. Jason just stood there, not a single body expression. Justin took a few deep breaths before swinging the pan. Hitting Jason in the head, it did nothing. Justin struck Jason again. Nothing. Again. Nothing. Jason just put one hand and pushed Justin as Justin fell and hit his back on the kitchen floor, causing it to swing open and fall back. As he got up and stepped back even more, Jason followed. The further they backed up the kitchen, the closer Jason got to Justin. As soon as when they came close enough, Justin spun the frying pan again and again, but it had no effect on Jason. Justin was starting to get tired. He then chucked the pan as hard as he could, and it hit Jason's chest and fell to the floor. Jason remained unharmed. Looking at him, Justin began picking up random utensils to throw at the monster, but to no avail. Out of breath, Justin stood there as Jason stepped up to look at him again. Without any knowing particularly on why Justin began punching at Jason's chest. He then punched and punched while Jason stood there and took it. Come on, fight back, Justin yelled at him. What the hell do you want from me? Suddenly, Jason dropped the machete and grabbed Jason by his shirt with both hands and lifted him into the air. Justin screamed as Jason held him up. Next to him stood a big oven. Jason used the hand to open it and then shoved Justin's entire body in there. The oven door held shut with the temperature at its maximum heat. Jason just stood there and listened to Justin scream as he was satisfied for his killing.